Hello Year 4, it's Mrs Dunn here for your daily maths lesson. It's the 23rd of February. I hope you've had a fabulous half term. To warm our brains up this morning, we're going to be thinking about the value of each digit. So you're going to be shown a number, and it's going to be a 4-digit number, and there will be a yellow digit, and your job this morning is to write down the value of that digit. Okay, so I'm going to give you 7 seconds to answer each question. If that's a little bit quick for you, remember you can pause my video and that will mean that you can have a little bit longer to answer the question. Okay, as soon as I click 7 seconds, you'll hear the countdown. Okay, children, well done. Hopefully you did really well with that. Let's have a look at the answers, and you can pause the video and give yourself a tick for each correct answer. Then pop back to me for the rest of the lesson. Okay, children, today we are going to be thinking about a triangle. We're going to be thinking about the different types of triangle that there are. And on the board you can see some of the words that you're going to use today. We're obviously going to use triangle. Equilateral is probably the typical triangle that you know with the 3 equal sides. Isosceles, scalene, right-angled. So they are the different types of triangle, but you're also going to need the word angle, sides and equal. Okay, what we're going to do is have a look and decide the properties for each different triangle. So on the board there are lots of different types of triangle. So this is the one that I think you will be really familiar with, that has 3 equal sides and is called an equilateral triangle. And the other one that I think you would be able to spot is the right angle triangle, because we've done lots of work on right angles. We know it has that L shape in it. Okay, and we know that the right angle is 90 degrees. So it's the equilateral triangle and the right angle triangle that I think you're going to already be very good at. But let's find out about the other triangles.
So, what's with the biscuits? Oh, a triangulator machine. Very cool. Right. There are 4 different types of triangle. First, here's an isosceles triangle. It has 2 equal length sides and 2 equal angles. Oh, very clever. So, now we have an equilateral triangle. That's 3 sides of equal length. All the angles are 60 degrees. This is a scalene triangle. All the sides are different lengths, and each angle is different as well. This one's a right-angled triangle, where one angle is always a right angle, so that's 90 degrees. Excellent stuff. Right, let's get you back to normal. Oh dear. It's fine.
Okay, so they were the 4 different types of triangle. Let's have a look at those in more detail. So when we're identifying different types of triangle, it's really important that we look at the length of the sides, we look at the angles, and we use the correct name for the type of triangle it is. So as I've already mentioned, that equilateral triangle, it has 3 sides, which is the same for all of the triangles. They all have 3 sides. But in an equilateral triangle, as the name suggests, equal, they have 3 equal sides. So they're 3 sides of the same length, and each of these angles here is 60 degrees. Okay. Then we have the isosceles triangle. The isosceles triangle has 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles. So this side here on this isosceles triangle and this side here are the same length, but this side is shorter. So 2 sides are the same and 1 side is shorter, and it's got 2 equal angles. Remember children, these shapes could be turned around, okay? And it's really important that we can recognise these shapes in different orientations. Then we've got the right angled triangle, which I think you'll easily spot. So the right angled triangle has the right angle in one of the corners, okay? And it's easy to spot because we can use it to make a square. The final triangle that we're going to learn is the scalene triangle. Scalene triangles are what I want us to know as the odd triangle. It doesn't have any equal sides and it doesn't have any equal angles. Everything is different. So each side is a different length and each of these angles is also different. Okay. So let's have a look at these triangles here. These are the ones that we know, I think. So we're looking at the length of the sides, so I can look at this length, and they're all the same. And I'm looking at the angles, which are also all the same. So easy to spot, this is my equilateral triangle. Equilateral, okay. Brilliant. And I'm just going to check the spelling of equilateral because I've just wanted to check that it was an A at the end. So the next triangle that's on my screen, I would like you to shout out in a big loud voice and tell me that it is a brilliant. It's a right angled triangle. And easy peasy to spot because it's got those 2 sides which make an L shape. And often, if the angles have been drawn on, you'll see that square. I'm just going to click on this triangle now, and I'm going to spin it around. And it's still a right angled triangle. It's still got that L shape. So look really carefully today when we're identifying the type of triangle. It's really important that you look at it in different ways. So then I've got these 2 triangles here. One of them is an isosceles triangle and one of them is a scalene triangle. Can you think which is which? Which is the isosceles triangle and which is the scalene triangle? If you need to pause the video and go back to the slide that had the definitions on, then do that for me now. So I'm thinking about my definitions, and I know that an isosceles triangle has 2 sides which are the same length. Which one of these shapes, these triangles, has 2 sides that are the same? Well done, children. It's this yellow one. So this here is my isosceles triangle. If I go back to my definitions, the isosceles triangle has two equal sides and two equal angles. So I can label this as my isosceles triangle. And again, I'm just going to check my spelling of isosceles. And I think I'm okay. So, children, the last triangle that we had is a scalene triangle. So this here should be a scalene triangle, but I might have tricked you. So let's just double check with the definition. I called it an odd triangle. And the reason I want to call it an odd triangle is because it has three sides that are all different lengths, and that means that it has three different angles. So we have a side that is 6 centimetres, one that's 3 and one that's 7. So this is definitely, children, a scalene triangle. Okay, so those are the 4 names that you're going to remember today. Can you pause the video and write down the name of each triangle shown here? Pause the video now and then come back to me when you're done. The words are at the top to help you with the spellings. Okay, children, so this one here is my equilateral triangle. My equilateral. This one here, children, has 2 sides that are the same length, and then this side here. So I know that this is my isosceles triangle, because isosceles triangles have 2 sides that are the same length. Now I know that this one is easy peasy to spot. It's my right angled triangle, and it's a right angled, so it's got that D at the end. So it's my right angled triangle. So this one is my scalene. It's that one that's got all of those odd sides, all different size sides and different angles. Well done if you got those right, children. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is to pause the video and complete the questions that are on maths.co.uk for today. The scaffold for today, children, if you need some help, there is a poster in Teams that you can have a look at, maybe print it if you can, or if not, you could just draw yourself an example of each of the different triangles, and that will help you to answer the questions today. When you have completed the questions on maths.co.uk, pop back to me for some problem solving and reasoning. See you soon, Year 4. Okay, so I've got a problem solving challenge for you here. I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to write down some of the names of the triangles that you can see in this fishy picture. Pause the video now and write down the names of the triangles. Okay, so hopefully you have spotted that we have got some an equilateral triangle here making the body. Did you spot that we have got some right angled triangles? And then we've also got some isosceles triangles where we've got the same 2 sides and then one longer side. And then I think that this one here is possibly a scalene triangle because this side here is different to this side and this side. So all 4 types of triangles I think we can see there. Okay, another problem solving question for you now. Are these statements correct? So I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at working out which of these 3 statements is correct. So it's about drawing some lines. So the statement here says that B, C and E will make an isosceles triangle. So if I was to draw a line from B to C, from C to E and then join them up to make a triangle, will it be an isosceles triangle? And then the other 2 statements are really similar but using different dots. Pause the video for me and remember you're working out whether A, B and C statements are true or false. Okay, let's have a go and find the answer together. So we've got B, C and E. So I'm going to use my ruler. I'm going to change the colour to red so it's a bit clearer. So we've got C to B, we've then got C and E, and then we've got E to B. Does that look like an isosceles triangle? Remember, an isosceles triangle has two equal sides. Does that look like these two sides here are equal? Yes, I think it does. So I think that that statement is actually true. Let's have a look at the next one. Statement B, and I'm going to use blue this time. So connecting D, C and E. And does that make a right angled triangle? So I'm going from C to D, D to E, and then along. So remember, a right angled triangle has to have that very definite L shape. Does that triangle have that definite L shape? Well, no, it doesn't, because this side here, the angle isn't 90 degrees. So actually, that statement is false. So I'm going to give it a cross. Then we're going to connect A, C and E, and I'm going to use my favourite colour. I'm going to use green. So does connecting A, C and E make an equilateral triangle? Let's have a look. What do you think, Year 4? I think it does. That's looking like three very equal sides. So A and C were correct. Well done if you got that right. Okay, let's have a look at this reasoning question here. Which triangle is the odd one out? Pause the video, have a look at the triangles and see if you can work out which is the odd one out. Come back to me when you're ready for the answer. Okay, children, did you manage to spot which triangle was the odd one out, I wonder? Hopefully you have worked it out by identifying what the triangles were. So I think that A is a right angled triangle because it's got that very definite L shape. And I also think that B is a right angled triangle. I'm not sure about C at the moment because I can't see my L shape. And then D has got two very long sides that are the same and then a short side. So I know that D is an isosceles triangle. So let me look at C again. I'm going to just turn the image slightly. Oh, just by turning that triangle, I can see that C is also a right angled triangle. Okay, so I can see that I've got a right angled triangle, a right angled triangle, a right angled triangle, and this one here is an isosceles triangle. So triangle D is the odd one out because it is an isosceles. Checking my spelling. I need another E. Put the E in the wrong place. Silly me. Triangle. So triangle D is the odd one out because it is an isosceles triangle, and the other triangles, my spelling, are right angled triangles. Okay, hope you got that correct. Remember, it's fine to have to move the shape to see it clearly. There is a stretch challenge for you today uploaded into Teams. It's all about how many different triangles you can make by connecting the different points in the circle. Okay, so today we were looking at different types of triangles. We were looking at the length of the sides and we were looking at the angles to help us to determine what the type of triangle it is. I'm going to just take a triangle quiz before we finish for today. Okay, question 1. Which triangle has two sides the same length? I'm going to try isosceles. Well done if you got that correct. Question 2. Which triangle has a 90-degree angle? Well done, children, it's the right-angled triangle. Which triangle has angles which are all the same size? Remember that word, equal, all the same. And yes, it is the equilateral triangle. Well done if you got that correct. Question 4. Which triangle has no sides or angles the same size? So which one has totally different length, sides and angles? Well done, it's the scalene triangle. True or false? An isosceles triangle has no equal angles. I think that's false, year 4, because I know that an isosceles triangle has two sides the same and two equal angles. So it was false. Question 6. A triangle has sides of 3 centimetres, 4 centimetres and 9 centimetres. What type of triangle is it? Well, it's my odd triangle, isn't it? My scalene. 3 different sides of this of different lengths. And the final question, I think. A triangle has sides that are all 7 centimetres long. What type of triangle is it? So each side is exactly the same. Well done, year 4. It is going to be an equilateral triangle. So tomorrow, year 4, we're going to be learning about different angles. In the past, we've recognised right angles and we've looked at acute angles. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at obtuse angles and also looking at the different 3 types of angles and working out which angle is shown. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson, year 4. Take care and I will see you tomorrow.